You mentioned you were working yesterday on a record. That was the Michael Giacchino original release that just came out.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to brought that up. I mean, apart from being a personally huge fan of his, from your point of view, that's the first original sort of non-film soundtrack from an Oscar-winning composer, one of the most talented one, and you guys are the label that are releasing that. How big of an accomplishment does that feel for you guys? Because I think, someone looking out, like, wow, that's a big deal.
One of the first titles that I really wanted to do when the label became, mine to manage was Lost. I had dreamed of doing it. I carved out a catalog number for it with like it was a secret vision board where I was like, I'm gonna make Lost happen at Mondo 108 because that's the number I want to do it at, and it came together last year. It was a live version, the live concert, but that came because of like 5 years of working towards it in building a trustful relationship with Michael and his sister Maria, whose production company, Little Jacket, managed his affairs. And so we did Inside Out, we did Jurassic World, we did Jurassic World 2, we did Speed Racer, and all the way we were doing that, like we kept in touch. We did Ratatouille. We had crossed paths with Michael, and he was always very sweet about it. He seemed like very like enthusiastic and like excited that like we were celebrating his work. But we also couldn't tell if he like really truly understood what it was that we were doing, in the sense that like he might have thought it was cool, but like maybe, like, I don't know, if we were to say like, hey, we want to do this, he would be like, sure, go ahead, or if he was like, yeah. But then we very definitively found out that he was doing this on the sidelines because he just emailed us out of the blue in July, and he was like, I've been bored during quarantine. I recorded a record. Do you want to listen to it? And then he sent it over. And then I was like, oh man, like, what's this going to sound like? And then he basically made a record for Spencer explicitly. Like, it was like, basically he made Spencer's dream record, and it was absolutely like just magic from there out.
Yeah, obviously we released, we announced the record yesterday and it went on sale, and we dropped the first single digitally, which was a new experience for us because, although we do release things on streaming platforms, we have never dropped a single in advance of an album where you can't hear the album. And for me, the record is phenomenal. And if ever a year needed a record like this, it's 2020, because it's really beautiful. It's a great story. It's really uplifting. It's really intricate. It's fantastic. Basically, Michael has made his version of a Martin Denny Exotica easy listening lounge record. And then in the conversations we've been, because we have weekly catch-ups, he's a huge fan of, that era of music. Which to me was like really exciting because I love all that stuff as well, like the Jungle Exotica albums and stuff. And then, also we're really blessed because the record is phenomenal. That's the thing that we should, mention. Yes, it is incredibly humbling for us that he came to us, to our label, to Mondo, to put the record out. That's pretty amazing. It's quite stressful yesterday, I'm not going to lie, when we were dropping the record, because there's a lot of moving parts. It's the first time we've really commissioned a video, by someone, an actual animated video. We have a great in-house team who, they made our promos for Autopsy of Jane Doe and Evil Dead and, all this, like all that really cool stuff. So it was, it's still great for us, really. We're almost, 10 years in and we're still learning, things as we go along. And, we do get to have a good time, even though your nerves are a little frayed for a couple of hours during the day.